Quick video about string choice for an Ibanez SR300E. This is my 2017 SR300E. I believe it's the original strings on it. So these are 6-year-old D'Addario XLs. And this is flat EQ. So we've lost highs. Sustain is cut down quite a bit. So listen to this A string is a new Ernie ball Slinky I put on there yesterday. So here's that E string. Hear that huge difference on sustain. So it's going to feel different in songs. If you've never replaced your strings before, getting sustain back, it's going to sound different. But you also hear the highs there. So I'm going to play near the bridge to bring that out more. So you get the highs back in there when you get the new strings on. Now, and there's more of those highs on these Ernie ball Slinkies than the XLs have to start with. Okay, so they're nickel on steel. It's not huge differences in tone. Same gauges, roughly the same material. But there is a difference. Not as big a difference as old versus new, but there's a difference between the Ernie balls, the D'Addario XLs, the Fender strings. And then there's some more exotic ones. There's the NY XLs, which are a bit brighter from D'Addario. There's also DR high beams out there, which you're getting into stainless steel when you go into those. So a personal preference, I feel like the Ernie ball Slinkies grab your fingers more than the D'Addarios do. What I like even better as far as feel, the Fender rounds, the Fender 7250s I put on my P bass, these just glide under my fingers better than the D'Addarios. So the Fenders are made in the D'Addario factory, but they're made to a different spec. Okay. Tone wise, the Fender 7250s, this bit of that high growl on the strings. On the Fender strings, it's shifted down more. I think it's more down in the mids, which is well suited for, say, a passive P bass, which has some growl to it. So it makes it growl more. Because Fender, of course, made the 7250s to sound good on passive B basses, passive J basses. Might give you a touch more of that Fender sound on a 300E, if that's what you're after. You won't quite hit that Fender passive sound. But it will get you closer, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of the Ernie ball Slinky set because there's more the high-end bite. And so I have a short scale passive Jaguar, which gives me kind of that deeper passive vintage tone. And on my long scale, I want to be able to drop tune and do some biting rock tones. And so the Ernie balls do that. They're used a lot. For metal, and so that high, if you're into the slapping, popping, that high bite on them is well suited for it. If you don't want to go brighter with like the DR high beams, right, which are designed specifically for that. So they'll give you that. They'll also give you more of an edge if you're hitting them hard with a pick. They'll work for that. Say if you're into metal, the Ernie balls may be more the sound you want versus the D'Addario XLs. So of the three, the XLs, there's a safe bet. Fenders will give you a bit more mid growl. The Ernie ball Slinkies, they'll give you more of that high end bite. And then, of course, you can look at the other. There's more specialized strings. A lot of them are designed more for more bite, more high end. DR makes a variety of strings. They've got the high beams, which I already mentioned. They also make pure blues, which will be, like a pair of XLs that you've had for a couple months. They start out metal, or they cut off some of the high end to start with. So you don't have to age your strings. So If you have a 300E or an older SR300, you've changed your strings out, put in the comments what strings you went with, what you liked about them, what you didn't like about them. Others would really like to hear. Like, subscribe. We'll see you in my next video.